Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Tom Mizzle. You watch my channel Mizzle 14, and I'm back doing a review of Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 29. Alright, let's jump right into it. So we get John and Christiana. Alright, so John is still waiting for Christiana to get out of jail. And he still got his kids at the house. He still got Terabelle, the mom at the house, Christiana, sister, and mother. And Terabelle be doing a lot and helping out with the household. So he appreciated that. But he did say that him and Terabelle has given into flirtation. That he give in sometimes, and not to lie, he's liking it. And it comes to the point that if it continues to go that down path, he will take that next step and obviously probably have sexual intercourse with her. But he tried not to do that because he's trying to honor his commitment to Christiana, who's in jail. Now, she's supposed to be getting out soon, so we won't see what's going on with that. But he tried to hold out, but it's getting hard. He do have a history of cheating on his spouses and people that he with. And remember, the first time he met Christiana's mom, he told her that he married his wife cousin. So he no stranger to stepping out in a freaking relationship. So he went to see his friend, and his friend said, "What you doing? Like, I know you. I know your pattern. I know what you do." And it's like, you need to stop feeding into this flirtation because eventually you will sleep with the girl, sister. And his sister at that. And not like it's no random chick on the street. It's the sister. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then bad with the sister too. Like, come on now, your sister's in jail. You so burnt her, crying, tears, crying down. She was breaking down. Her sister got to go back to jail. And then all of a sudden, you try to get close to freaking John like that, sitting on his lap, try to kiss him, flirting on the line, and he did admit that he keeps stealing her phone and he likes that attention. Ciao. So, Christiana called them and said that, listen, I got some good news and I got some bad news. He said, okay, what the good news is? She said she getting out early. She getting out in 2 days, or her mother's birthday. I said, oh, that's nice. That's a nice gift from the mom. Because, she is through with it. She is through with it and everything. But she said it's a nice that her daughter's getting out her birthday. In 2 days. So he said he's so excited. And the other half of that good news is that they won't release her to the halfway house. Because that's how she got back to jail in the first place. Because they keep releasing her to that same halfway house. That keep getting her into trouble. That she keep escaping. And she keep doing this like that. She can't stay with that halfway house. And I said it's not helping her. So they say, you know what? She don't have to go to the halfway house. You married. You can stay with John if you got the place. So that's good. So I said, all right, she don't have to go to the halfway house. She could stay at the house. Now, the only bad side to us, which is the bad news, is that she cannot live in the house with anybody who got open pending charges. Meaning, it doesn't matter if she's on parole or not. As long as she got pending charges, she cannot stay in the house with a person. So, she can't stay in the house with her sister Tarabelle. So, she leaving it up to John to tell Tarabelle. Oh, and I mean, no, not Tarabelle. Tarabelle's the other lady. That's the Lindsay girl. Tara, that she can't stay at the house. And I said, ooh. Now, Tara don't know where to go because when she stayed in the house with John, and her mom. She been keep it clean. She wasn't using, she wasn't doing any drugs and like that. She was staying clean, helping up the household, cooking, cleaning, doing the duties. And that kept her sober and clean. But now, if they kicking her out, she don't know where to go. And she might end up falling back into the old habits. So now he got to tell her that. And now she don't know what she's going to do. I said you should have thought about that before you want to sit on your freaking sister's lap. Sister husband's lap. And try to kiss him. And try to freak with him. And try to be with something with him. And try to get emotional attachment with him. You should have thought about all that before you was doing all that behind your sister's back. But now you got to get your behind out of there. Alright? And now she said she was about to tell Christiana what's going on about her and John. I said, oh snap. I said, I knew it. Because he said he had no intention in telling Christiana the potential of him and Tara being together. And I said, oh. So he'll keep that secret. But now he had to tell Tara, and now she said she don't know where to go. No, he tapped out. He can't help her to get no place or something like that. So she said she don't know what to do. And the mom Tammy said, John. I was like, oh. She would try to get that tear, the sympathy out of John. And John said, I don't know what to do because it's either keep your sister stay here and Christiana can't come, or Christiana got to come here and your sister got to go. I'm tapped out. So she might have to tell her sister. I said, Christiana gonna find out sooner or later. She gonna find out whether it's from her sister or she gonna find out. So we will see how this storyline goes because I'm waiting to hear. I'm waiting to see how this goes. I'm waiting. All right, Andrea Lamar. So basically, Andrea Lamar and Priscilla went to see Shantae, which is Lamar's other daughter. So Shantae and Lamar and Andrea sat down on the couch and talked. They got to the house and they introduced Priscilla to her niece and nephew because that's Shantae's kids. And I said, okay. So they went to go play and everything. And they sat down. Now Andrea is saying that no, it's not her fault. And she thinking that Shantae is blaming her for why she's not part of the family and why she's not included. And that it's not her fault. But Andrea, at the same time, she said she wanted to protect her family because she don't know what kind of energy that Shantae would bring because just because she didn't have her relationship with her father when her father got out, that she would think she would blaming me and hating me and bring the drama and I have my family protect, which is understandable. That's understandable for to protect your family. At the same time, that's his daughter. And he messed up and not being in his daughter's life. So he had to make it up. Especially when he got out, he's spending more time in your family and just neglecting Shantae. So she's feeling like she's not part of the family anymore. She's not included. And that could hurt her because, like, come on now, 27 years old, she still wants her father in her life. She's still young to have that bond relationship with her father. Especially when he's live and he's around and he could be there. Come on, be there. So they have a sit down, they have a talk. And Shantae said, I don't know you that much to even think of anything. So Lamar let Shantae and Andrea talk. And basically, Andrea, like I would say, Andrea feel like she didn't know what kind of energy Shantae was going to bring. And she going to think she might be a brat, all that stuff like that. She wanted to protect her family, and she wanted to expose that to her daughters and her kids, all that stuff. But Shantae said, you understand that. Since he got out, he had your attention. It feel like you was keeping him away from me. And I feel some way about that. And I want to be included on that stuff. And long story short, they had a conversation. It was no arguments and like that. They sat down and understand each other, where they both was coming from. And Andrea excited to have Shantae be part of the family because it's not right to exclude her because that is Lamar's daughter at the end of the day. And he messed up. So he needs to get that back. And having a blended family will be great for them. So it'd be great. I said, that's nice. And then her kids can have grandparents being there and live and enjoy each other. Because it takes a village. I mean, Shantae can't do it all by herself. Andre might need the help. You don't never know, okay? So it's good. We'll see how that goes. Shane, Lacey, and John. Alright? So Duffix, Lacey, and Shane was at the house. Shane said, no, I'm changing locks. He changing the code and everything. She said, why are you changing the code? Like, nobody else got the code but me, Shane, and my dad. And John, he was worried about John gonna come in the house. He don't got the code and everything. And John wanted to see me. He could come see me because he know when I live. I mean, and I was like, yeah, he know what you live. It's an easy access. All right. So Shane said, listen, I'm not having it. I got a quick temper. I got a bad temper and everything. If he come around, I might have to knock him behind his head. And I don't want to do that. And I don't want to feel like to go back to jail because I got a family. I'm starting a whole new chapter with my new baby and building a family. I can't have that. So I'm changing the locks. We go secure the thing. We need to have some heavy duty doors and heavy duty locks so he can't come around and try and get into the house. and I'm not playing. So Shane's like, Duckface Lacey said, oh, whatever. So John went to go see Miranda, who was Duckface Lacey's friend. And see, we get the bottom of this because he said he wants to know what happened that night. He wants to know if Duckface Lacey called the cops on him. If that's so, then he could move on. But I was like, I don't believe him. He would say he would move on. Hopefully, it does. I wish they say, you know what? Yes, she called the popos on you. She called the popos on you, and bye. That's it. And then he could go on his way because we don't need to keep seeing him and everything. So he went to see the best friend, well, the friend, and Miranda had to tell him. She said she don't know what happened. She don't know the details of that night, so I'm not going into the details with that. But she needs to tell him something because she hoping that telling him this, he will leave Duckface Lacey alone. So she told John that Duckface Lacey is pregnant with Shane's baby, and the look at his face looked like it just dropped. Like he was hurt because he did say that him and Lacey was pregnant with his child, and she had a miscarriage. And she thought one of her kids, Marlo, was his son, but that turned out not to be his son. So now he realized that, damn, she got this baby by Shane and everything, and Lacey was this love of his life, was everything to him. And Miranda said, I was rooting for you. We always rooting for you. Learn from this, John. And it was like this, and she was like, I just don't know what's messed up. I had high hopes for you, John. So she hoped to tell him this, that he would just let this go. But I said, no, I ain't going to let him go because you going to continue to move forward and to pursue that thing. Because he's desperate to find out what happened that night. So that hopefully Duckface Lacey say, yes, John, I called the cops on you because I was too much. I was fear for my life, and I just can't. I can't deal with you, John. All right, so we'll see. We'll see, but son told me that he's not going to let things go with her no matter what, if she told me yes or no. So, we'll move on. Brittany and Marcelino. See, they're going to Alaska. I said Alaska. Oh, no. I can't stand the cold as it is now. To go to Alaska? No. So, they're going to go to Alaska to see her grandma. Brittany's grandma. Jackie. She don't call her grandma. She called her Jackie. And she said she had memories. She said the most memories she could have is that Jackie might not have a cigarette, so she would take the kids to go out take her grandkids to go out to find Mrs. Like cigarette butts in different areas, or go to the stores and do this here and there to get whatever they want, or pimp them out to get some smokes. I said, oh, Jackie was doing the most. And Jackie directly affected Brittany's mom, because Brittany's mom is popping pills and drinking all that stuff like that. And she wants her mom to confront Jackie to tell her how you feel, because Brittany did that to her mom. And now her mom needs to do that because she has been running away for this problem for years and never dealt with that. So her mom was freaking out. Her mom Cynthia was freaking out and everything. She said, I can't do this. I don't know how I'm going to feel about seeing her dad. Oh, well, Brittany's dad. See your dad. I don't know how I'm going to feel about seeing Jackie. I don't know how to say about this. I can't. She was breaking down here and there. She said, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to talk about. All that stuff. And the kids are so excited because they was going on a trip. And Marcelino, he's over it. He said, listen, do what you got to do. I can't stay in Alaska. I'm Puerto Rican. I can't. I like the heat. I don't like this or that. I said, I like you, Marcelino. I like you. I'm with you, Marcelino. All right? So, they went to the house, see Jackie. Cynthia and Jackie, and she was like, oh my God, she's crying. She said she thought that her kids abandoned her and everything. And they sat down and talked. And let me tell you something. Jackie didn't really care, took no responsibility and no accountability for what happened to sit there all this long ass time. Jackie sat there, she was like, I ain't forced no thing on you. I ain't forced no pipe in your hand. I just only saw the day you ran away a lot of times at the house. So Bunny said, you ran away? She said, yeah, I ran away because you was having a drinking and party all the time in the house, and that's not good for the kids to be staying in the house, which I understand. I was like, listen, you drinking and party all the time, kids in the house, the grown-ups are getting drunk, they might seeing and might peeping and looking at the young ones over there, which is perverts, and try to do something, and lo and behold, that's what Cynthia said. Cynthia said, some of your friends be coming in our room and do something to me, and she said, I know you can't tell me the bad stuff, you can't be telling me the bad stuff. And Cynthia said, oh, I can't. I was saying, oh, Jackie, you sitting there like you about to croak in any minute, and you just act like you had nothing to do. Like, yes, you know stuff was going on, but you sitting there acting like, oh, I know you can't blame me because I ain't make you put the pipe in your mouth. I was like, oh. So Brittany was like, oh, I see why the mom didn't want to. She's like, just like us. She think her mom sit there going to turn him just like a Jackie. I said, listen, you want this to happen, so you got the truth in your face. Let it be and let it go, girl. Let it go. I don't think it's not going to happen because Jackie is in a prime age and she is not going to say sorry. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Her life has been done. She's not going to change anything. So, what can be done? Cynthia needs to work on herself and say, listen, your mom is not changing. She now apologized and whatever. I mean, I'm jumping the gun because she stormed out. So we don't know if Jackie would change around. But based on that interaction, Jackie and I said, listen, it is what it is. And I'm apologizing. All right? And you telling me bad stuff like I did say that. I was like, oh, Jackie, you're doing the most. Chevelle Quaylon, you know what? Chevelle and the burnt mop. So she said, I need to talk to you, Quaylon, because I need to talk to you and everything, because we did go on the Ferris wheel. I said, that Ferris wheel, they ain't taking no Ferris wheel. What we doing? I don't like, one ride I really don't like, I don't mind the heights, but I really don't care about Ferris wheels. Because that's slow, dumb, high for no reason. It's like, come on, let's get back in the ground. Let's do something. And so, they got on the Ferris wheel. D. Marcus over it. And he said, listen, I don't know what's going on with y'all too, but I'm over it. And everything. She said, can you take my hand in somewhere and we'll talk and everything? Because I'm just talking Crane on to get some things out of my chest. And he said, cool. He took away. I said, D-Mark, like I said, get your booth thing at the freaking carnival and everything. I know some girls around there. You're a nice chocolate man. Get what you got to do. Make sure you watch Maila while she doing her little thing. And that's it. I said, just do you. Don't worry about the burnt mop on Chevelle. So we went on the Ferris wheel. They talking. She said, burnt mop, I need a commitment to you. I don't need no promise, man. I need to tell you it's the package deal. And my is involved because that's your fault. But I won't leave it alone. Said my is involved and everything. It's a package deal. And I need more to you. I can't need more than a promise, man. I need commitment for you, Quaylon. I need commitment, Quaylon. Alright? And he said, oh, you need commitment? I'm going to shut you up. Here, the commitment. Will you marry me? Will you marry me? Put out the ring and everything. I said, that's what she wanted. That's all what she wanted. That's what she wanted, right? So she wanted that all along. And all say, she's like, she was doing all that. She said yes. I said, yeah, I rolled my eyes really deep. Because I was like, whatever. I knew she was going to say yes. And then she got in her freaking, she said, I said, dude, what you crying for? I was like, I mean, that cheater thing ain't go away. It's like that, and he completely done with the freaking talking to the other girl. Like, all right, let's move on. So she's happy. She engaged now. Scott and Lindsay. Basically, Lindsay back in jail. I said, hallelujah. Yeah, she's back in jail. And basically, she went in the car, got in the car, drove out of the car. The state trooper stopped her. When they stopped her, they searched the car, found out it was drug paraphernalia paraphernalia in the car, and you know she has probation and everything, and she can't have that around her possessions. So that will lead her back to jail, and now she's in the prison, and she could face up more years, like years in prison. And but she left a bad, mean messages on Scott. I can't stand you, Scott. You the lowest piece of the earth. You a lowest scum. You a dummy. I would never talk to you and everything. You get out my life, all that stuff. And I said, whatever. Scott was over it. He said, listen, I want her out my house. She kicked her out of the house. He said, get out the house. She said, F you. That's it. And then now she's in prison. And that's what she deserved. He thought she was change. And she didn't change. All that stuff. And that's it for Lindsay and Scott. He's done with it. He done with it. But I was saying, what kind of secret did he discover? But I guess he discovered that she went back to jail. And he said, oh, Long's riddance. He's done with her. He said, thank you. So I guess we won't be seeing any more Scott and Lindsay. I guess we're going to see another couple more to take their spot, because that's it. But that was Life at the Lockup, y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and also share my videos. Get my videos out there, y'all. I'm trying to build my channel. I'm trying to grow, y'all. And I appreciate everyone who has been supporting me. Y'all don't know how much it means to be supported in this platform, because we small black YouTubers and content creators gotta stick together and get up there, y'all. All right. Talk to y'all later.